Hi, good morning, everyone. It's Monday, July 31st. It's 9:45 a.m. here in Las Vegas. I almost said Chicago. I'm leaving today, though. So it's 11:45 a.m. in Chicago, and it's 12:45 p.m. on the East Coast. But here's what I wanted to say. I ran into a channel. I had never seen this channel or this guy before. And I could say his name because I'm not going to bash him. I'm only going to speak what he actually said. His page is called He Knows Everything, I think. And he was saying how, the fight is going to be at 154, the rematch. And he said, pretty much Bud may have won the battle, but Spence is going to win the war. Now, here's my thing. There are two fights, right? A fight and then a rematch clause. How is winning the second fight as opposed to the first fight winning the war? It would be that they both won one of the battles. Wouldn't you agree? If Bud wins the first fight, which he did, and let's say Spence won the second fight, that means Spence won the war or he won one of the battles. And see, this is what I'm talking about. They are already trying to recreate a Spence is superior type of narrative. They don't want to give that man credit. They do not want to credit Bud. And he knows what he was doing, comparing a battle to a war. He could have said, Bud may have won the first one, but Spence is going to come back and win the second one. But he had to somehow make sure that Spence looks like he's the superior fighter, because winning a war versus winning a battle. You see what I mean? So even if Spence were to win at 154, they don't want to say that they each won one of the battles. They want to put Spence up and put Bud down. I'm telling you, these guys, they just don't learn. They don't learn. I don't get it. I don't get the extreme hate for Bud Crawford. I don't get it. And then they think because they sneak in things like, and respect the Bud, he did his thing. No. You're still you're not putting out a respect to Bud narrative, though. You're about to put out a false narrative already, and the rematch hasn't even happened yet. We haven't even had 48 hours since the fight. So my biggest fear is about to happen again. These guys are literally going to be flooding social media with their nonsense. They don't learn. They don't know how to be respectful. These guys aren't boxing fans. They can't be. Knowing boxing and being a boxing fan are two different things. I'm learning that now. Knowing boxing and being a boxing fan are two different things. We have a lot of guys in this community who know boxing, but they're only here to cause chaos. They're only here to be negative. They're only here to hate on people. They're only here to somehow flex something that maybe they can't do in their own home. I don't know what their problem is, but it's back, you guys. It's back. The hatred, the animosity, the unfairness, it's on its way back. And then I'm not one to leave without checking the comments. Even if you believe that Spence looked off, there's nothing wrong with that. I know I had said no excuses, but I'm not the type of person to try to stifle what you saw. When I say no excuses, I mean don't say things like, oh, that's because Bud did this wrong and Bud did that wrong. That's what I mean when I say no excuses. I don't mean you can't speak on what you actually saw. You have a right to speak on what you actually saw. And if you saw that Errol didn't look right. There is nothing wrong with saying that in my book. Nothing wrong. But here's what they're doing, you guys. They're making it Bud's fault. They're not just saying that Spence didn't look good, he didn't look right. They're saying that Bud had weighted gloves. And one comment even said, that's why he wanted to come out last. So the coin flip wanted him to come out last too? So when Bud said heads, the coin flip said, let me make sure I land on heads so that you can come out last, so that we can do our corruption. That's how it works. Bud didn't make the coin flip on heads, you idiot. Like, you can't make this stuff up. It's back, you guys. Just be prepared for it. They did not learn. They absolutely refused to give Bud any respect, and they're already creating a false narrative. They're blaming Bud for how Spence looked. And again, nothing wrong with you thinking Spence looked off. I'm not crazy. I know what I saw, and Spence did look a little weird to me too. I'm not crazy, but that's not Bud's fault. Bud did what he was supposed to do, and he came in looking healthy and ready and doing what he does best, which is what a lot of you guys hate to hear, downloading data. A lot of you guys hated that. Like, why everybody walking around saying downloading data? You guys don't even know what it means. You heard other people say that. Stop hating. Bud downloads data. Get over it. Bud took away his most powerful weapon, which was the jab. He did that shit. He is an excellent fighter. Accept it. Accept it. And if you have Errol Spence winning at 154, that's fine. That's fine. But don't make it Bud's fault. I'm telling you, these guys are not boxing fans. They are wicked people, nasty people, negative people, condescending people, people who like to create chaos, who just so happen to know boxing. And they are back, you guys, and they're back with a vengeance because they're mad. They're mad. What was that black exploitation movie where the guy says, I don't remember the last time I watched it, but he had the guy hemmed up against a wall, and he said, you tell him I'm mad. You tell him I'm madder than a horny little bumblebee. I can't remember that movie for the life of me. I one time put it in somebody's chat. I was hoping they would answer. What's the name of that movie? That's those guys that, had to witness Bud win on Saturday. They're madder than a horny little bumblebee. Just like the movie. Just like the movie. But I've said enough. This video is too long. And I still can't figure out why they took down my video of my own footage in the fight. I really, it ain't nothing you guys ain't never seen before because you saw the fight. But I still wanted to post it, because I was throwing in a little bit of my commentary in there too, talking over Bud. But, yeah, they took it down. They're assholes. But anyway, have a good day, everyone.